All right. Is this working? Let's see. Let's see. Is this working? Oh, it is working. We're back. Let's go. Cool. Let me render this. All right. Yeah. We're back now. I will actually have to go in a sec, though, sadly. But it's been a fun little stream. I gotta go to a gig where I gotta go out in the world. I gotta touch grass. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what was I gonna call this? I guess just sleepy. 140. I was in T-sharp minor. Yeah, we're all good now. But I'm gonna have to end the stream. I didn't even see the time, bro. This is the thing. Sometimes when I'm streaming, I completely lose track of time. Anyway, cool. All right. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna have to go, sadly. But let me render this first, and then I'll go. I'll probably be live. Oh, actually, I don't know if I'm gonna be live tomorrow, cause I might be busy. But we'll see. I'll try. If I can, I will go live. SMDB. I actually don't even know what that is. 7dB. Oh, interesting. Vocal, pretty interesting. I can't lie, bro. I did not even know that existed. I've only used this one, which is the SM7B, so I can't say exactly because I haven't tried the other one. But I think this one's really good. I got this one secondhand. I would say if you're thinking about getting a mic, get a secondhand one because they're rarely they're built to last, especially these types of mics. And usually, even if someone's used it for a while, it sounds just as good. So all I would say is, if you are thinking about getting a mic, get a secondhand one because you'll save so much money. You don't need to buy a new one. But you can if you've got the money. Then fuck it, bro, ball out. But I bought this one secondhand from eBay for 200 quid, maybe something like that, and it's sounded great. I don't love those chords anymore. Yeah, it's that chord. It sounds too creepy crawly. It's okay, but I actually probably could take it out. That's better. See, Brent, now you're getting me the good questions. Do I think T-Pain would be famous if he didn't use autotune? He probably wouldn't be because that was such a iconic thing for him. You know what I mean? He was attached to that thing. But I feel like, yeah, and I do think he was like right place, right time with a lot of it. Um, but he's like good at singing and he's like good at writing songs, so he probably could have still had a hit. He probably wouldn't be as famous for sure, because like he signed like a $40 million deal or whatever, like um, when he was really popping, and he probably wouldn't have gotten that level of successful without it, I would assume. But also, like, it depends because if he didn't use autotune, other people would. So I don't know. Like, it's a tricky one. I don't know. I don't think I personally don't think I've not seen anyone diss Melodyne. I think to be honest, Melodyne is probably better than autotune because you can be more like precise. I think just autotune is nice because it's live and it's in time, whereas Melodyne you're like doing it later on and you're like fucking it. But I personally wouldn't use Melodyne on vocals because I think it fucks with the sound of the voice a bit too much. I've never been in a situation where I was like, oh, let me Melodyne the vocal. But that's also because I always record with autotune on. So I'm not like, oh, let me go back and fix this bit because it's already kind of in tune. But I love Melodyne. I use Melodyne all the time. It's really helpful because I don't have like amazing like relative pitch or anything like that. Like I'm just pretty standard when it comes to that shit. So I use Melodyne a lot to like figure out the notes of a thing. Also, it's just great for like taking like a song you like and just seeing all the notes. Like I use it for that all the time. So yeah, Melodyne is cool, but it's not. I've not seen anyone diss Melodyne. But to be fair, I've not heard of people use it for vocals like that. So. Why do you think Scott Storch hasn't been able to produce hits anymore? Oh, now that's a good question. I don't know. I think he. To be honest, I feel like he just hasn't been working with the bigger artists anymore. You know what I mean? Like I think he's. No, I don't know. I guess like his sound maybe got slightly okay. You know what? This is what it is. His sound realistically got a bit outdated. Like over time, people were just on new sounds or whatever, and while he has like crazy music theory knowledge and like all that shit, he didn't like massively change with the times, if that makes sense. So I think that's probably part of it. And then I think just over time, because he hasn't had songs with big artists, like if we look at his Genius. I don't think he's had like he hasn't been on any crazy shit lately in my head. He hasn't, but I could be wrong. Yeah, like obviously back in the day, even that breast, but that was a while ago, you know. And if we look at like recent shit, right? Yeah, like none of these artists are big artists, you know. Yeah, these are all either pretty much unknown or like really small artists. So I think it was just like he didn't massively change with the times, and then he just wasn't working with the big artists. Like I think if he worked with a big artist, he could probably make it a good song. But yeah, the music industry is really weird for producers because a lot of the times, like even if you're that guy, like you make a hit or you make hella hits, people will still just like not want to hit you up for shit, which is really weird. I never understood that. Like if you have a hit song with someone, why wouldn't you go to them all the time? But Yeah. So I think just that was it for him. That's my reason. Now I want to go like that. And now I want to, and then I want to do that as well. Bro, I'd love to I'd love to go in your brain, bro. Cause like I don't get how you come up with these questions. Do I think martial arts are stronger or bodybuilders? I feel like it's less a case of believe, right? And it's more just like like logistics, like who literally is stronger. You know, who can literally lift more. I feel like martial arts is more of like how to use your body to like win a thing, right? It's like about movement and shit like that. Whereas bodybuilders is just lifting. So in my head, a bodybuilder would be stronger. Um, I guess. I guess a bodybuilder would be stronger. Um, because that's all you're focusing on. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, um, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I think. Ooh, okay. Unknown random arts or what? To be honest, I want like my major goal in music is to make like some sort of piece of music that's like timeless enough that like lives on after me. Um, that's kind of the main thing I really want. And to do that, you have to have a song that like impacts people in like a pretty decently sized way. So I don't. I would say I like working with random artists, and I think that's a good way of like just getting better at this shit as well. But I would, if I had to choose, I don't know because like one famous artist, it depends if you're. It depends how. Okay, am I producing one song for them, or like I produce for that artist? Like, because if I'm doing songs for a famous artist, then I would probably prefer that. But at the same time, I don't know if I would like it because then you're like tied to that person and that artistry, and if they don't make music that I like, then I would probably hate that. So because then I'm tied to them and I can't like do my own thing. Um, so yeah, I'd say if it's one song, 100 random artists over the course of a year, or well, definitely one famous artist, 100%, one famous artist every year, because that one famous artist can raise your profile in this shit. And if you're like a credit, like it's stupid, but like, well, it's not stupid. If you're like, if you have credits of like, oh, I've done this, I'm whatever, right? It opens hella doors, right? So I'd 100% go famous artist. Even if I don't like that music, like I would happily do that. Because also, as a producer, like there is no rush with this shit. Like compared to like an artist, you kind of you don't have a massive shelf life, but there is that whole idea of like, oh, if you're like really old trying to like be an artist and release music, then like people are like, all right, pack it up. You know what I mean? Like, you've sort of missed your moment or whatever. Whereas as a producer, you that doesn't really happen. Like obviously, as you get older, your taste will change, and then you might not make current music, if that makes sense. Like you're not gonna make like shit that like a brand new producer would make. But at the same time, you can just like if as long as you keep your ear to the ground of like modern music, you can stay tapped into the sounds and you can make it work in your own way. Um, so yeah, I mean, sleepy 140. So you won't be able to hear me for a sec. Actually, I need a piss, bro. Fuck. I'm gonna go piss while this renders. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm gonna go bleep. Alright, we're back. Alright, this is my last question. Because I gotta go. I actually need to leave like now. Not right now, but like yeah. I gotta go soonish. Do you believe true art comes from leisure and not poverty? Ooh, we're getting deep now, bro. Holy shit. To be honest, it's hard to interpret what you mean by that because true art, like, I don't know, because like you can view it hella ways. Like if you were an artist and you were like in poverty, you would kind of, I don't know, that might bring out something. I don't know. To be honest, I think, okay, I would say like you probably make better music when you're just having fun and you're not like doing it to be successful. I would say. I feel like that's usually where we like an artist, is when they're like having fun with it, right? Or they're making what they want to make or whatever it is, right? So I think like from that perspective, that makes sense. Who's the okay, now we're getting these are good questions, man. A rich artist or a poor artist is fighting to make ends meet. I don't know. I would say like it's easier to relate. Like people are gonna relate more with a poor artist who's struggling. Like that's a much more relatable feeling for people. Like it's hard to relate to someone who's had it really easy, right? And especially when it's like someone's had it really easy and they're like complaining about their life, that can be hard. But you can also make it work. Like there's a lot of artists who are massively successful who you can find, like you listen to their music, you go, damn, like I feel for that person or whatever. Like it really depends on how they approach it. Like if you're trying to be all like, oh, woe is me, my life is so sad, and you're in a pretty good place, then people probably aren't going to connect with that massively. But then like the poor artist stuff, like it's tricky because when you're like struggling like that, you don't really have the time to you can't really waste any of your time. And that's a really stressful place to be. Especially nowadays. Like it's really, being an artist, even if you're like comfortable in life, is a really difficult and stressful thing if you're trying to be successful at it. Because at the end of the day, you need to put in a insane amount of work because so many people want to do this. It's not like fucking, I don't know, you paint Star Wars ships. Like if you do that, fair, but like that's probably quite a niche thing that some people are interested in. But making music and then like making like music that people like, a lot of people want to do that, and it makes sense because it's like a way to like connect with others and all that shit, right? It makes sense, but like it makes it hard at the same time because there are so many people trying to do it. And nowadays, this is a good thing, but because it's so easy to make music, It's never been easier to learn how this shit works. Um, there are a lot of people trying to do it. So, and you're all fighting for the same people's attention. Like back in the day, it used to be like, oh, there'd be a few artists out on the radio or whatever that you'd know about. Now it's like you go on your phone and there's like 5 fucking reels of like different people being like, listen to my song. And that's only the surface of what's actually being uploaded to them. Like it's, you get like 100,000 songs a day on streaming services. So I would say, uh, I mean, no, I don't think so. I think like at the end of the day, the herd will be thinned because at the end of the day, I think if you make good music, you will find an audience for that good music. There will be an audience for that. So it just naturally will thin the herd. And also over time, I think over time, naturally, people will just like give up and shit like that. Like, yeah. But I don't think we should be like, oh, let's get rid of all these bad artists or whatever. Because that's not really going to help the situation at all, really. Like, you know. But I kind of get what you mean. Like, it's a weird one. And also, it's weird because some artists obviously, like, have had it really easy. Like, you think about, like, I mean, I'm from the UK. So there's a lot of, like, UK artists like Fred Again or Pink Pantheress who have had a really easy, or Olivia Dean, who have had really easy, comfortable lives, or Dua Lipa even. Like, they've had really easy lives, right? And people still really enjoy and relate to their music and relate to them as a person and all this shit. So, you know, you can kind of, you don't have to come from a certain background to like be good. Obviously, like a big part of music and like artists who blow up and shit is the storyline and all this shit. Like, that is a massive part of it. It's like where they came from, their arc, all this shit. And a lot of the times when you have a really good artist who has a really good or has a really powerful or like whatever, like interesting backstory, those are the artists that become gigantic because, yeah, there's just a lot for like fans to get into with them. Should the same be done to the music artists? I don't know. It's tricky. To be honest, I just think like the system isn't great. Well, no, okay. I would say nowadays it's never been easier to get fans if you make good music. Like it's doable, but the system's kind of fucked in terms of like actually making money from it because yeah, you can't I don't know, you can't like put on your Spotify like please send me money. Like I think technically you could, but I think that's like might be against the terms or whatever. So, and you don't make any money from Spotify unless you're like fucking, I don't know, you get a song that big really. And even that is getting split between all of these people. Like all these people and the label takes 80% of it. You know what I mean? Like they were always sick, hung. Oh my god, and they would shake it. Oh no, that's not nice at all. So they would literally, they'd use. Well, yeah, I think I don't know. I don't really. I'm trying to think what. I don't think. Oh, I see. You're being like, okay, let's pin these artists against each other and see who's the best. I guess. If you're saying that, I mean maybe, but I don't. To be honest, I don't think we really need that. You know what I mean? Like, there's space on streams, or not streams. There's space on YouTube for anyone to upload songs, and I think it's good that. Yeah, I think it's good that people are making music. At the end of the day, though, we'll see what lasts time. Like, what's going to last in 50 years? What's going to last in 10 years? What's going to last in 100 years? That's ultimately, there are songs that just have a bit of a magic perfectness to them, where like it's just perfect. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry, mate. I gotta go. But it was fun chatting. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for chatting as well, because no one fucking chats on my stream, so it was nice to have someone to chat to. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm gonna go to a gig now. I don't know when I'll next be live, but hit the subscribe button, because then you'll see where I'm live next. Yeah, I'm gonna go. But thank you for watching.